Hey guys, it's Spittin' Mud and Fishing, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what's been going on with me this week. Well, today I finally got my Confederate battle flag in today. Rebel flag for some people. I like to just call it the Confederate flag because that's what I see it as. But yeah, if you want to get yourself a rebel flag, Confederate battle flag, go over to rednecknation.com. You will be thoroughly impressed, I'm sure, with all the stuff on here. It's the cheapest real site that is selling Confederate flags left, basically. If you're interested in getting one, I will go and make sure that my pricing is right. But last time I checked, yeah, the battle flag, Confederate battle flag, that's what Redneck Nation calls it. 3 foot by 5 foot, which is the one I got up here, is $12.99. And if you use the code, what do you call it? I don't know. Go over to Outlaw's channel, and you'll get 20% off your order if you use his code. And that's what I did. So my order came out to I think it was $10 in the end. It was really cheap with shipping and handling. And then they sent me this cool card right here. This came with it. And I'm not going to show you my code because I want it. But it's a thank you card, and they give you a code that you get $10 off your next purchase. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. And yeah, so I got my Confederate battle flag finally. And I don't know what the huge deal is about it. This video is going to be about the racism involved with the Confederate flag. There isn't any, but that's what I'm going to call the video because, well, there's some dumbass liberals that'll probably watch it and get a little history lesson. The Confederate flag isn't racist. Now, there was some shooting that happened recently in Charleston where a bunch of African American folks got shot up in a church by a crazy ass lunatic. It wasn't by some hate group or anything like that. It wasn't planned. This kid was just delusional and he wanted to go kill people, and he just happened to not like black people. He didn't fly the Confederate flag. He didn't own a Confederate flag. It was just because it was a white guy shooting black people. And somehow, in that whole mixture, people got Confederate flag is racist. Okay? So, if you want to call the Confederate flag racist, I mean, go ahead, but I'm not going to be happy with you. Because if you know anything about the Confederate flag, and you paid attention in 9th grade history, you'll know that the Confederate flag signified states' rights. And people are always saying, oh, but it stands for slavery. Slavery was the whole thing behind the Confederate flag. Well, I see your point there. Wow. A lot of Southern folk flew the Confederate flag during the Civil War, which was fought for states' rights to be independent and make their own decisions. They wanted to have slaves, the North didn't. I don't want slaves. There's no reason to have slaves. But that you're missing the point of the flag. The flag was to signify states' rights. It wasn't to signify slavery or hatred against black people or anything. And if you're there's a lot of people that also say the Klan flies the flag. The Ku Klux Klan, or the Cool Kids Club, flies the Confederate flag. And that is straight up bullshit. If you have ever seen any real Confederate, flags or anything like that, they're a square, right? And that's the real Confederate flag. That's what they flew during the war. That's what, supporters flew during the war. This is just a kind of way to convey the feeling, and without, actually using a battle flag. So, the Klan doesn't fly the flag. They fly the American flag. And their leader, or whatever, the head dragon of the Klansmen, sent out, an email or a tweet or something. I don't even know what it was. but he sent it out to the rest of the Klan saying, don't fly the Confederate flag, we're not about states' rights. Like, they hate black people, like with a genuine hatred, which is messed up, but they don't fly the flag. Real Ku Klux Klansmen don't fly the flag. They don't. And yeah, if you really want to know who flies the flag, it's proud Southern folk. It's not people that want to go out and kill black people or harm them in any way. I mean, I have plenty of black friends. I'm sure they would not be bothered by this. Most of them. I mean, I can pick out a couple that would maybe be a little angry, but once I explained it to them, they'll probably get it and they wouldn't even care. So it really depends on your mindset and whether you want it to be racist or not. Like, I know people that look at it and go, oh, it's racist because it stood for slavery. And I just explained why it doesn't even stand for slavery. It stands for states' rights and the right to do what you want, basically. The South seceded from the North, and they had every right to do so. They could have been their own little independent nation down there. Texas, I have heard some rumors about them wanting to secede now, and the government is getting really testy about it. But really, they have every right to do so. Like, you can leave the Union. I'm not a Southerner. I wish I was. But the South willingly entered the Union. Okay, they said, okay, we'll be part of your little club. Just be like that. But it's kind of like kids playing on the playground. One person is friend with another person, right? And then this person is kind of getting a little dumb about politics and stuff, even though kids don't talk about that. So this kid goes and says, I'm going to go hang out with other people, and walks over here. This is the South. This is succession right here. Secession, yeah. And this is the North. Okay? Once the South leaves, the North has a little temper tantrum. And the North decides that it wants to go to war with the South because the South has seceded against constitutional rights, I guess. I don't know. But really, when it comes down to it, the flag just represents the South wanting to do what they want. It's not about having slaves, even though that was part of the deal. I mean, eventually slavery would have been gone anyway. I mean, slavery wouldn't have lasted forever. You can't have slaves. Like, that's just, especially with, times changing and, things change. You just gotta accept that. South lost, North won. Big deal. But there should be no reason why the Confederate flag shouldn't be flown in South Carolina or North Carolina or anywhere in the South that had seceded. I mean, if Louisiana wanted to go and fly the Confederate flag at their courthouse, they should have every right to do so. They should be able to leave that there. They should be able to preserve their history and their roots. Like, there's people's great-great-grandfathers that died for that flag. Think about that. Like, why would you want to erase a part of a U.S. history that is only going to make us learn more in the future? So that's my aspect on the Confederate flag and my little rant. If you have any other comments on the Confederate flag or the topic, please leave it in the comments below. And give me some video suggestions. I'm kind of bored, and that's the reason to make these. So, yeah. I went fishing today, by the way. Didn't catch anything. I'm going to try it tomorrow. I'm going to try and put a video up on it. So, yeah. This is Spittin' Mud and Fishing. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. And remember, spittin' mud and fishing is the only way to live.